So I'm Edward Szczepanik. I lost my wife, Megan Richwa, in May of 2013. She was funny, she was full of life. She was probably, if not the most generous person I've ever met. That's why her loss hit everybody so hard, because she was just so well known, so well loved, and so well liked. So a watershed moment for me was sitting at my desk that day in August and getting a call from her that she was going to go to the emergency room because she felt numbness in her face. And the doctor starts asking all these questions about family history, and finally Megan says, "Hey, am I going to be okay? Can I go home?" He said, "No, you can't go home. We found a mass on your brainstem about the size of a golf ball. We need to admit you tonight." The course of Megan's illness lasted just about 20 to 22 months. I learned something about Megan I didn't know in the bar that night in November, or even on the day that we got married, was how impossibly strong and resilient she was. And so she could have said no at any point to any of those treatments. She never said no. She always took whatever the medical team offered her and suggested, because as we talked about often kind of late at night, she couldn't go knowing that she didn't try every single thing that would have allowed us to stay married and her to stay alive. For the months following that, I was sort of the lowest of the low that I could be, both personally and professionally. I felt incredibly alone. I'll have a beer with dinner, maybe two. I think that's kind of what we all know to be reasonable. I wasn't having significantly more than that, but I certainly wasn't having two. I think he saw it. We went for a ride around base at Charleston one day, and he said, "Hey man, I gotta ask, hey, do you have a gun at home?" And so I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Do I need to take it from you?" And then I realized that the people around me, all the people that had rallied around me, weren't just worried about me. They were deeply concerned about my health and my overall well-being, to the point that they thought I might actually do something about my grief. I was stubborn and thought that I could manage it myself. We all want to believe, if we're the uniform, that we can manage anything, right? That's how we're trained and what we believe. I was able to kind of talk through it and realize that there was life after Megan. It wasn't so much about moving on, it was about moving forward. It was still really hard. Okay, this isn't a clean story. Grief is not linear. There are ups and downs, right, to any kind of recovery, whether it be physical or emotional or mental. When you meet somebody you want to marry, you don't picture yourself ever not being married to them. I can't predict what grief would have done had I not addressed it when I did. And that's the scary part. The longer you let it go, and the longer you try to self-manage and self-medicate and self-heal and self-counsel, I think the higher risk you run of something happening to you, or you doing something to yourself that you never would have imagined even months prior. I will tell you that the Air Force does this right if you take advantage of what the Air Force offers. Through a lot of help from a lot of people and a lot of services that our Air Force provides, I'm now the proud commander of the 3rd Airlift Squadron at Delaware Air Force Base, and then even prouder husband of Lacey Raymond for now 1 year.